Hello, I'm Mike Hayes. Welcome to our second video on how to apply the Barry-Harris method to the guitar fingerboard. In this session, we look at Barry's concept of borrowing notes from neighbouring chords. And we also look at the idea of how to create oblique motion. All in all, it should be a pretty action-packed program. And I do hope you get a lot out of it, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. In this session of the Barry-Harris method applied to the guitar fingerboard, our focus will be on creating movement by using oblique motion. The concept behind oblique motion is that one of the notes remains at the same pitch, while the other notes move either up or down. The note that remains the same for an extended period of time can be called a drone. Let's begin with a C6 chord played on the first 4 strings at the 5th fret. Most of you will be familiar with the concept of when we harmonise a C6 diminished scale, the result is only 2 different types of chords, a C6 chord and a B diminished 7th chord. The idea with this oblique motion is that we're going to visualise the positioning of the notes in the diminished chords that orbit around the C6 chord. The C6 chord is indicated by green dots, and the diminished 7th chord is indicated by red dots. We'll begin by playing the C6 chord, keeping that A note on top while we move the lower notes, that's the notes on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th string, back to play the notes in a B diminished chord. Let's have a listen. Okay, now that you've got the idea, let's work our way through all the various inversions of a C6 chord on the first 4 strings of the guitar. And in each instance, we're playing the C6 chord, retaining the top note, which is the drone note, while we move the lower notes in the chord voicing, that's the ones on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th string, while we move these notes back to a nearby B diminished chord. Here's some examples of how we'd use this oblique motion in chord progressions. The basic set of chords for this next example would be 4 beats on C, 2 beats on F, then 2 beats on C. I'll begin with a C6 chord, then borrow notes from neighbouring B diminished chords. You'll notice I'm playing 4 different chords in the first bar, beginning with my C6 chord, then creating movement by borrowing some notes from a nearby diminished chord. The 3rd chord is a C6 once again, and then for the 4th chord we have some more borrowed notes from a nearby diminished chord. I'm now going to play 4 different examples of this oblique motion being used in a 2-5-1 progression. The first bar will be exactly the same movement that we've just heard. C6 moving to some borrowed notes from a B diminished, C6, then more borrowed notes. The way I'm thinking about the basic set of chords for each one of these progressions would be a bar of C, then a 2-5-1 in C for the second bar. I'm The good news is we can use this exact same concept not only with C6 chords, but with C minor 6 chords. Let's work through the various inversions of C minor 6 on the first 4 strings of the guitar, and in each instance we'll move to a nearby B diminished chord. Okay, let's take these ideas across to a blues. I'm going to use the Barry Harris concept of playing a minor 6th on the 5th of the dominant chord. In this next example, you'll see the basic set of chords on top. For instance, in the first bar we have F7th, and then if you have a close look, you'll see in the first bar I'm playing a C minor 6 chord. C being the 5th of F, and the idea of playing a minor 6 chord while the bass plays F creates the effect of an F9th chord. And then I'm creating movement by borrowing some notes from a nearby diminished chord. In this instance, it's a B diminished. In bar 2, the basic chord is B flat 7. The 5th of B flat is F. Therefore, I'm playing an F minor 6 chord, and once again I'm creating movement by moving to a nearby related diminished chord. Okay, so let's have a listen to how the blues sounds with this oblique motion created by borrowing some notes from nearby diminished chords. Well, that's it for today, folks. I do hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope there's something in this lesson that'll help you develop your own musical style on guitar. If you enjoyed this session and felt you got some value out of it and you'd like to support this channel, there's a link in the description below this video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on all the good stuff, and if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like. It really helps us out. Until next time, all the very best with your guitar playing. Bye for now.